And I've just been chatting with these three French nuns who all say they're looking forward to seeing Knowing Me, Knowing You with Alan Partridge. This week, live from Paris. That's where we are, Paris. It's Notre Dame, right? Paris. Hi, I'm Alan Partridge. This week, TV finally steps into the 90s with a new kind of chat show. It's called Knowing Me, Knowing You with Alan Partridge. I host it. I'm Alan Partridge. Join me with my special guest, the Saint Roger Moore. Roger Moore, this week. Hi, I'm Alan Partridge, and this is Dick. He's a worker. Go on, Dick, go and do your work. Dick and dozens like him are working round the clock to turn this studio into the arena for my new chat show, Knowing Me, Knowing You with Alan Partridge. So tune in and watch it, because Dick has been busting a gut for this, and you ought to. Parkinson, Aspel, Frost, Wogan, Honeyford, Ross, Dimbleby, Lawley, Bragg, Titchmarsh, Diamond. Partridge? Find out tonight. I'm Alan Partridge. I host a chat show called Knowing Me, Knowing You with Alan Partridge. Don't believe the critics. The show is good. Watch it. Hi, I'm Alan Partridge. Of course he's not. I'm Alan Partridge. Join me this week. Accept no imitations. Hi, I'm Alan Partridge. This week's Knowing Me, Knowing You with Alan Partridge is a talking jumbo jet fueled by chat. I'm the pilot, so let's hope I can master the controls for a smooth flight and a safe landing. And let's pray that none of my guests hijack the plane and kill the passengers one by one until their demands are met. I'm sure that won't happen. Join me this week. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, I am Alan Partridge, and later in this press pack launch promo package, you'll be seeing extracts from my new chat show, Knowing Me, Knowing You with Alan Partridge. That, by the way, is the correct title. It's not Knowing Me, Knowing You. That's nonsense. It's Knowing Me, Knowing You with Alan Partridge. Maybe when it's time for Series 2, which, by the way, should really be on BBC One, but that's something the other Alan will have to sort out with his nibs, the boy from the Polly. Maybe then it'll be Alan Partridge Says Knowing Me, Knowing You with Alan Partridge. Anyway, we're not here to talk about me or my show, Knowing Me, Knowing You with Alan Partridge. I'll be doing that later, but about BBC Two. You know, I often think the programmes on BBC Two are a bit like Brussels sprouts. You know you ought to have them, but you're not sure whether you'll enjoy them. Well, the following long tape is designed to show you that Brussels sprouts can be beautiful to look at, exciting, arousing, controversial, and sometimes amusing. Of course, I'm not referring to Brussels sprouts, I'm talking about television programmes. I'm using a metaphor, something which BBC Two is particularly good at. So let me introduce you to the chef responsible for all those Brussels sprouts. He's the man who, quite literally, goes to the market at 5 o'clock in the morning with a big empty sack, sniffs out the best sprouts, and says, I'll have some of that. His name is Michael Jackson, not the man with the skin disorder and a white glove, though that said, I've not met him. Believe me, I've tried. He says he's too busy. At least with Alan, you can nip into his office and sit on the sofa and wait, sometimes for hours. Still, Michael is well thought of. He's here to stay unless he proves to be a disaster. So we have to do business with him, all of us, including me, Alan Partridge. So let's get on with the fun. Michael.